Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Samasta Kalyane Niratam Karunamaya Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Namaste Astu Bhagavan Vishveshwaraya Mahadevaya Trambakaya Tripurantakaya Trikagnikalaya Kalagni Rudraya Neelakantaya Mrityunjayaya Sarveshwaraya Sadashivaya Shriman Mahadevaya Namaha. Hari Om. Salutations to all. Once there was a sadhu who was meditating in the quietude of a forest, and as he was meditating, he found that there is some tickling sensation in his palm. So he thought that it is some trick of his own mind. He didn't pay attention to it. After some time, along with the tickling sensation, he heard also some squeaky sound. Still, he ignored it, but that persisted. So finally, he opened his eyes and he saw. So there was one rat which was extremely terrified, and it was looking at the sadhu. And so the sadhu looked at the rat, who was so scared, and he looked around. He saw that there was a cat that was chasing the rat. So the sadhu thought, this rat is afraid of the cat. With my powers, let me turn this into a cat. So he chanted some mantras, and with his Sankalpa Shakti, he transformed this rat into a cat. That both the cats went away. Now he sat again, he started meditating. After some time, he hears meow, meow. Now what happened? That cat came back. Now it was terrified of the dog. So the sadhu converted that cat into a dog. Again, after some time, the dog comes running. Because in jungle, the law is what? Survival of the fittest. Not easy to survive there. So the dog went, and then it came back in some time again, scared, barking. Now the sadhu saw that this dog has come back because there's a lion chasing the dog. Now he thought, I will transform this into a lion. He's the king of the jungle. Nobody will try to hunt him, and he will be fine. So problem solved. So he transformed that into a lion. Again, after some time, the lion comes running. Now what happened? There is a hunter that was chasing the lion. So this sadhu thought that, what is this? What is happening? He transformed that back into the rat. Because he said, finally you have the heart of a rat. No matter what you take up the form outside, you are still a rat at heart. You will still remain in fear. So there is no point. A very simple story. But that is what happens when we live as a jiva. Jivam Jnatva Bhayam Bahet. In the Atmabodh Shankaracharya ji says, as long as one thinks I am this Jiva, fear will not go. And the greatest fear one has is the fear of death. So one thinks that one will get completely obliterated, one will become non existent, one will lose everything that one has. One does not know what will happen at the time of death. How death will come, one does not know. What will be after death, one does not know. So many people think that this is the fear of the unknown. But actually, we can't experience fear of what is not known. Our Vedantic principle is when there is non-apprehension, then there is misapprehension. If there is ignorance, there is false projection. So the fear is of the false projection. Fear arises for many reasons. The fear is one of the main reasons is we imagine negatively. So I don't know what if this happens, I can't handle it. These are three steps of fear. So the root will be I don't know. So I don't know. In a simple example also, suppose somebody is scared of going into the dark room. Now one doesn't know who is inside, what will happen. So the fear will be, what if there is some ghost, what if there is some thief, what if there is some, even a cockroach. One imagines, and then that imagination troubles us. Someone has not come, it's late in the night. The youngster has not yet returned. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. Switched off phone, can't reach the friends. Now the mind will start imagining, what if this happened? What if that happened? So that will bring fear. So as long as we don't know, then there is a false projection. In Vedanta, we say we don't know who we are. Ignorance of the self makes us feel I am this body, mind, intellect, and then there is fear. Because once I think I am this, then I will start having so many other types of projections and fears from them, like what we just spoke about death. Because we think I am the body, we will think the body's death is my death. Then what will happen to me? That question itself should make a person think that I am not the body. What will happen to me after death means I am not the body. But that is delusion. That delusion keeps us in such wrong thinking and false projections that one doesn't think that I am different from the body. So fear mechanism is this. One is biological fear, other is psychological fear. Biological fear can go only with the knowledge of the self and abidance in that knowledge. So fear of some hurt, harm, disease, suffering, death, that will come under biological fear, where the body goes through something. I'm not talking about psychosomatic diseases. I'm talking about actual physical disease that the body goes through. Those fears will all disappear when the Brahmagyan also happens. But there are so many psychological fears. Fear of criticism, fear of loneliness, fear of failure, so many. Re- Rejection, it goes on. So, fear mechanism is this. When I don't know, then false projection happens, then the mind says, no, I can't handle this. And one gets into panic attacks and many things can happen. So the root cause of fear is ignorance. I don't know who I am. Second is false projections, imaginations, negative imaginations. And the third is when we don't do what is our duty and we do something which is negative, prohibited, that will bring negative karma phala, it will bring sorrow, then one is scared. So how does one become fearless? Root cause has to be handled. One can come from the effect to the cause. So one can stop doing what is prohibited, what is hurtful, harmful. One can have more faith. In the negative projections will go when there is faith, faith in oneself, faith in the higher reality. So even if the mind says that what if there is a thief in that dark room or some ghost, the faith should be there that Bhagwan is with me. Nothing will happen. Or one must have that confidence and trust in one's capabilities that I can deal with it. Let us see what comes. Then the fear goes. Still, one is a limited entity. Some fear or the other will remain, especially biological fear. So that ignorance has to be removed. That goes with knowledge of the truth. The Mrityunjaya mantra is to help us to get over this false identification with the body, to realize our oneness with Lord Shiva. And yesterday we saw that Lord Shiva is the Supreme who is anchored in fearlessness. Every aspect of his form indicates a lot of fearlessness. So this mantra is a Vedic mantra. Now please remember, chanting the mantra by itself also can help a lot. But the principle one should remember. That's why this introduction was given. The principle is that the mantra helps us to gain self-knowledge, and the mantra helps us to have Shraddha, that Bhagwan is an abode of fearlessness, embodiment of fearlessness. I am the devotee of that Lord, and that Lord is with me all the time. So, first of all, the mind need not project negatively. If it projects, then one should invoke faith, saying nothing doing, I will face it. The more we run away from the fear, the more fear will build. So one has to face the fear. And faith will help us help a lot in facing the fear. Otherwise, one will run, escape. So one is to face that fear and face it boldly, courageously. So generally we give this acronym of fear, First acronym of fear is forget everything and run. So anything that causes us fear, we run from it, we want to escape from it, we don't want to deal with it. So the faith when we invoke, then we say face everything and respond, or face everything and rise. One has to face the fear, then only it can be overcome. And have that faith, Bhagwan is with me. And the third acronym of fear is false emotion appears real. The psychological fears are just false emotions appearing real to us. It's a projection of our mind. Even the fear of death goes when we have the clarity, knowledge when it is there. So ignorance goes by knowledge. Getting Brahmagyan is the deepest level of knowledge. But even the understanding that I am not the body, so I will not die. It will not be that I will cease to exist. Only body will cease to exist. And body was jada anyways. It was inert, insentient. It is shava. It is dead. By itself, it is dead. So if one inquires into this, what exactly happened? What exactly is death? Who dies? Does the body die? Body cannot die because body is already dead. If Shiva does not enliven this, body is not alive. Body is already dead. Does the individuality die? Individuality does not die. It goes from one body into another body as per its own vasanas and karma. So the individuality continues. The jiva continues. The mind and intellect continues. Can the atma die? Infinite consciousness does not die. It is immortal. It does not go anywhere. It does not come anywhere. It is unborn, unchanging, undying. So who died? Actually, nobody died. Gurudev used to roar in his talks, everybody dies, but no one dies. Everybody dies and no one dies? How is that possible? Then you say everybody dies. No one dies. The one truth does not die, it is immortal. And it appears to us the body died. But body also doesn't die because it's already dead. So who died? Nobody died. Nobody got obliterated. It is just change of clothes. That's what the Gita says. When the change of clothes happens, in that example, yes, there is a limitation. The same person you can see in new clothes. When death happens, you don't see the same jiva in a new body, so one feels the jiva went. Then one grieves for the attachment that one had and what one will get out of that person or benefit with the presence of that person. So we grieve not because somebody died only. We grieve really because of our attachments. If we don't have attachment, we don't have a problem. So if we understand this, that what happens at the time of death is just ejecting from one, going into another. It's like leaving one room, going into another room. But sorrow comes because of attachment. That's why one has to be detached. That detachment brings fearlessness. Vairagyam eva abhayam. Yesterday we spoke more about it, so I will not go into those details. Now, this is what happens at the time of death. One kosha will remain, body remains, rest of it continues. So what do we lose? Actually, we don't even lose anything because whatever we need is provided to us in whichever form we take. That environment comes, those things come, those beings will relate with us, the relationships again will continue as per karma. What did we lose? Nothing. In fact, we go happily. Bhagwan does all our work. He is the one who started this packers and movers agency at the time of creation. Other people have started now. He packs up everything of the jiva and jiva goes comfortably from one body to another. In that environment, Bhagwan provides the environment, the people, the things, everything as per the karma of the jiva. The jiva goes like a king happily, royally. Bhagwan as though is serving that king. So what do we lose? We lose nothing. This life itself is a proof of that or not. How many things we got, which family we are born into, what kind of people are there with us, what education we have, everything as per karma we are getting. We are not getting something, it is not there in our karma, that's all. If this clarity is there, fear of death will go. So Mrityunjaya mantra is to help us along with this knowledge of Vedanta to contemplate on the Supreme Lord, who is the embodiment of fearlessness. So this is a Vedic mantra found in the Krishna Yajurveda in the same Rudram portion where we find the Namah Shivaya mantra is there only in this Triambakanya Jamahe. So I'm going to share a slide so you know. This is the form of Mrityunjaya Bhagwan. This is the Viniyoga. So, who are the rishis of this mantra? Asya Shri Mrityunjaya Mantrasya Vasishtha Rishihi. In some places it said Vasishtha Vamadeva Kahola Rishayaha. Three of them at different points in time it is revealed to them. Mrityunjaya Rudra is the Devata. Anushtup Chandaha. Haum Bijam Jum Shaktihi. Saha Kilakam. Mrityunjaya Pritaye Mama Abhishta Siddhyarthe Jape Viniyogaha. So, Chanda, Devata, and the Rishi. The Mrityunjaya Devata's form is this. So, Bhagwan has 8 hands. With 2, the Kalasha is offering Amrit on his head. One hand Akshamala, one hand Mrigamudra. Again, 2 hands have Kalashas. I will take the symbolism of the form tomorrow. For now, when we meditate, we will use this form of Bhagwan to invoke in our heart. This is the Dhyana Shloka of that Supreme Lord. Hastabhyam Kalashadvayamrita Rasaihi Aplavayantam Shiraha. With his 2 hands, Bhagwan is offering the Amrit on his head. That's the meaning of first line. Dvabhyam tau dadhatam mragakshavalaye dvabhyam vahantam param. So in his other 2 hands, there is the Akshamala and there is the Mrigamudra. Ankanyasta karadvayamrita ghatam. And there are 2 hands in front where there are other 2 pots. Who is this Lord? Kailasakantam, who shines, who lives in Kailas. He is Shiva, he is most auspicious. Swachambho jagatam navendu mukutam devam trinetram bhaje. So he is seated on the clean, pure lotus, and there is a crescent moon on his jata as though it is his mukuta. And that Lord has 3 eyes, Trinetram Bhaje. So this is the Vedic mantra, and these are the intonations. See, mantra when we chant, if we chant with intonation, the required vibratory effect will happen. So what is the intonation? Om Tyambakam Yajamahe. So ya goes up because there's one line above, that is Udatta. Ga goes down in Sugandhim because there's a horizontal line below. And Mritaat. So there are 2 vertical lines above. That means there is a elongation of the vowel there. Mritaat. A is the vowel, so Mritaat. Elongate the vowel. So how to chant this mantra? Om Tyambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritaat. This is the Vedic way of chanting the mantra. There are many different tunes also people put to it, but that is music then. Then the Vedic chanting is not happening as per intonations. Then the required vibratory effects which one needs may not come. This is a Sattvic mantra, so it is not that it will cause any harm. But the impact, if one wants, one should learn to chant in the Vedic way. Otherwise, one generally chants Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritaat. Some tune one has put and one chants it, one sings it. Like Om Namah Shivaya also we sing Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So as a kirtan, as some bhajan, some tune, that's all right. And if we say no, we are Bhavana Pradhan, we focus on Bhagwan more with this, that is your choice. But Vedic mantra, if you chant with the proper intonation, then that is the best. So we have, this is the intonation of this. I will share all this on the WhatsApp group so you will know. And today we will meditate on this. Just the basic meaning we will know today and go deeper tomorrow. Triambakam Yajamahe. So Triambakam Yajamahe, when we chant, it also can be done as Om Triambakam Yajamahe. Kain it will become. So Triambakam become Triambakam Yajamahe because here follows. I meditate on the three-eyed Lord. I worship the three-eyed Lord. Trambakam yajamahi. Sugandhim, who is fragrant. Pushtivardhanam, who nourishes us. Urvarukamiva bandhanat. Just like this cucumber. Many places it is said that cucumber is that which effortlessly falls away from its creeper. When it is ripe, the ripe cucumber will just fall away. But Gurudev said that it does not happen like that. The cucumber is on the creeper, it has to be pulled out. So our body identification is very strong. We are praying to Bhagwan that, oh Lord, you please detach me from this body identification. Urvarukameva bandhanat mrityoho. This body itself is called mrityu because it is dying every second. We have held on to it very tightly. Mrityoho mukshiya. Please remove this body identification and liberate me from the fear of death. Liberate me from the realm of change. Mrityu also means change. Ma amritat. May I not neglect immortality. When we chant together, we say Ma amritat, but actually there's avagraha there. It is Ma amritat. May I not neglect immortality. In chanting, we don't say Ma amritat. Some people do, but otherwise it is not to be pronounced. Avagraha is not pronounced. Ma amritat. So this is the mantra, and this is what we will chant.